Hello everyone and welcome to this Playwright tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn to automate the REST API with a patch method. So let's begin. In our previous tutorial, we learned that how we can automate and test the REST API with the put method. So the patch is similar because put and patch both are used to update the record. Now what is the difference? So for this one, let me open this website which we are using for our tutorials. So let me copy this one. Let me go to the browser here and paste it here. So scroll down here and you see that we have this put, we have post, then we have a patch. Okay, just click on guide here and here. So we created a resource, we created a record using a post. So in order to create a record, in order to create a resource on the server, so basically we will be using the post, right? And in order to update a complete record, so here you see that this is a complete record with the title, body, user ID, right? And now we are updating a complete record. Okay, so when you are updating a complete record, you need to use a put method. Whereas when we talk about the patch, so patch is again used to update the record. However, in the patch, if you want to update the title only, so how you can do that? So that's here a patch comes. So patch is again used to update the record, and here you don't want to update all the records. Okay, you just need to update a particular parameter, for example title, body, or the user ID, so whatever. So this is a main difference between a patch and a put. Okay, so now let me go to the Visual Studio Code here and let me create a new file. So rest all things will remain same here because the purpose is same here. The only difference is that we are just updating a one particular parameter from the whole record. We don't want to update the whole record here. Okay, simply I will name it as REST underscore API underscore patch dot spec dot js. That's it. And now what I'll do is that instead of writing the whole complete code, so simply the approach will be same here. So let me copy this complete code from here and paste it here. So basically, if you haven't seen my previous tutorial, just go ahead and check it out. But here I will give you an overview of this particular code so that you can understand. So we are just importing the test and expect from a Playwright because we need a test method. We need a expect to assert the responses of the API. And within the test method, we are passing a request fixture so that this test will focus on the request only. And okay, then I'm creating a variable called response. So response will consist of all the details. So it will consist of my response data, my response body, my response headers, my status code, so everything. Okay, so in order to make this kind of a request, so await, here you see that we need to provide a method. So right now we are using a patch here, so dot patch. Okay, and save this one. And if I go here, you will see that for the patch, this is the URL. Okay, so URL is the same here and the same here. Now when we are sending a request, okay, so in case of put, patch, and post, we need to send a request with some headers and the data which we need to update here. Okay, so in the put case, we were sending all the details here. So right now, as we discussed, in the patch we can only update one parameter here. So I don't need this ID, I don't need this, for example, I don't need this one. So I just need to update the title, okay, for this particular record. Okay, and here the record ID is going here. Now if I go back here, you will see that this particular patch request is sending the headers and the body, and the method is the patch. So in a similar way, we are combining the request with the headers and the data which we need to update here. Okay, and here in the expect section, basically, so we are asserting the status code, it should be 200. We are asserting a title, and here in the response data we are having the response.json. So JSON method is used to parse the JSON. So basically it will return the JSON of the response body. So this method will throw if the response body is not parsable. So it will parse and convert us for the further actions. Okay, so we don't need to parse it. And because as I said that earlier, this response will contain all the data, the response headers, the response body, the status code. Okay, so from that I am actually extracting the response body, and in the body I am just asserting a value. Okay, and similarly from the response I am getting only the headers, and we are asserting the header. And here we are saying that there should be a response header. It should contain application/JSON. So now let me first run this in the Postman so that we can understand this in a better way. So simply I'll go here and click here, paste this one here, and it will be a patch here. Then go to the body, click on raw, then go to the JSON here, and let me copy the body from put here. So this is the one. So let me copy this one and paste it here. So we don't need ID, we don't need this one, we are just updating the title. Okay, and now our request is ready to send. Simply click on send here, and you see that we are getting some response here. The status code is 200. Then this is the response body, so it contains user ID, title, and body. And here we are getting some response headers here. So the content type is basically application/JSON colon character set is equals to UTF-8. Okay, and now we are asserting these values. So we are asserting the status code. So here if I go down, so we are asserting a status code here. Okay, and then we are asserting a title. So this is a response title. So this is a title. We are verifying this value. And the third thing we are doing in this particular tutorial is that we are asserting that the content type header should contain application/JSON. Okay, so this is the third thing. So this is a response header, and we should receive a response header where the parameter or the key should be the content type, and the value should contain application/JSON. Okay, so this is what we are doing here. So simply let me go here and let me run this one here, and this we need to change the title here. So I will change it to patch a new post. So we are good to go, and here the patch is the method. All things are good to go. And now let's run this one here and see what happens. So I should pass because the status code should be 200. And now let me try to fail this one intentionally, and here we are saying that we are expecting 201, but in actual we are getting the 200, so it will fail here. Let me show you the failure in this case. So it retried, and now it's generated a report, and here we were expected 201 and it received 200 here. So that's why it got failed here. Okay, and let me change this to 200, and here instead of foo, let me add some values here. So now the value is foo because we are giving this value and expecting in the response this value. And again, these values are different here, and it should fail. So again, if we run this test here, so you will see that it will fail here, and it will show this detail that we expected this value and received this value here. So let me change back it to foo, and let me save this one. And here now we are setting the header. So let me update this value for you. And now let me run this one again. And again, this should fail for the headers because the values are different. And let me show you the result. So basically we expected a substring, so we are using a contain. So we are basically saying that a substring should be this, but this is the main string it got when it actually executed the API. Okay, so that's why it's getting failed. So if I go here and change it to the normal, so now if I run this one here, so it should pass all the test cases for this particular patch API. So that's how basically you can automate and test the REST API with the patch method. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. If you like our content, then do like, comment, share and subscribe our channel. Once again, thank you so much and see you in the next tutorial.